Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos. Well, here are some photos you sent to our Eyewitness portal. We'll begin with this photo sent in from Admiralty Road in Lekki, Lagos State. It shows people gathered here at this station, that's the filling station, waiting to buy fuel. And this next photo shows vehicles locked in traffic along the Otedola Bridge in Lagos State. Our Eyewitness reporter blames the lingering fuel scarcity for the long hours spent in traffic and calls on the federal government to resolve the situation once and for all. Our next photo was sent in from St. Mary Street in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. It shows refuse dumped along this road. Our Eyewitness reporter calls on residents in the area to dispose their waste properly. And this next photo was sent in from Ojota area of Lagos State. It shows a bus on fire. Our Eyewitness reporter calls on the drivers of commercial buses to pay more attention to what passengers carry on board. And finally is this photo sent in from Ewekoro area in Ogun State. It shows the air being polluted. Our Eyewitness reporter calls on relevant authorities to stop this dangerous act. We do sincerely thank you so much indeed for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. Let's quickly shift gears now and take you to our Abuja studio, where Linda Hibe is standing by to take us through. Linda.
Hello, Gimba. Good to see you and welcome to Abuja. Now, we begin with the crisis in the petroleum sector. The president reportedly summoned the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Pt.2, to the presidential villa today for a brief on the supply of petroleum products across the country. Mr. Kachiku had to shelve his scheduled interaction with the media to attend to the president's summon. Our State House correspondent confirms that Mr. Kachiku was indeed sighted at the presidential villa this afternoon, but the outcome of the meeting was not disclosed. According to the spokesperson of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Garbadin Mohammed, there is nothing unusual about the summons of the minister, calling it a routine procedure since the president is the Minister of Petroleum and there is need for constant interaction between both of them. Meanwhile, Nigerians are still going through a harrowing experience as fuel scarcity across the country persists. There are still long queues, with the operators jerking up prices, and black market operators are having a field day.
Having to cope with fuel scarcity is nothing new to Nigerians. But this time, the pain just seems too much to bear. For weeks, fuel scarcity across the country remains unabated. In Kaduna and Kano states, northwest Nigeria, it takes the efforts of the Department of Petroleum Resources to create order at the petrol stations. Here in Kano State, there are over 400 petrol stations, but many of them seem empty. And where there is supply, shop practices are the order of the day.
Now we are here to ascertain the quantity of product that is on ground, underground, and then open the station and sell it to the members of the public. We have sealed up about 15 stations, including one that has violated our sticker, and they have a penalty. They have already paid a penalty of 1 million naira. So we are not going to take it lightly with any operator.
In Calabar, the Cross River State capital, motorists still queue for hours without much guarantee, with petrol selling for as high as 200 naira per litre. Elsewhere in River State, the owner of this petrol station insists that sealing off stations or enforcing sale at 86 naira 50 kobo per litre will not make the problems go away.
PPRO, they want to pretend that they don't know what is happening in the depot. Now, when they give the depot owner this product, the depot owner does not sell with their company name. Well, they should go and do their findings. They have power to involve the ESSL. They are government official, I'm not a government official. Let them go and do their findings. The depot owner never said to any station owner direct, because they knew they will not, because they don't want to sell at the government approved price. They sell the product in bulk to other people. These people will not call us and we not buy from these people.
And in Oyo State, southwest Nigeria, residents are asking for respite
depot, you will see what is going on there. You will see what is people are going. If you go outside, you see how people are suffering to get even 1 liter. You suffer to get the money, then you now suffer to spend it. You go a lot of stress to spend the money, which I'm not buying the idea at all. It's really, my heart is bleeding for this type of situation we are in.
Some even complain that the activities of black market operators are not helping matters. After all is said and done, the people want to see the queues disappear and petrol readily available at the government-regulated price.
And to look at a solution to the lingering fuel scarcity, I'm now being joined in the news at 10 by the chairman of International Center for Energy West Africa, Mr. Bumi Obembe. Mr. Obembe, you're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've been seeing this problem of lingering fuel scarcity going on and off for some time now. How can we get out of this problem?
Well, in the medium term, I think the NNPC has to bring in fuel. That's just the solution presently, because we understand the independent marketers are not importing. They've not been importing for some time. So there's scarcity. So the government just has to go ahead and just bring the fuel now.
But is it sustainable?
It's not sustainable. But in the interim, we can't keep Nigeria on lockdown. We're on lockdown. It's not sustainable. So we shouldn't continue this way.
Now, looking at the age of our refineries, should we still be talking about, turnaround maintenance of the refineries at this point?
You can always have turnaround maintenance, but the issue really in our own case is whether NNPC should continue doing the turnaround maintenance. In the past, we've had about this so many times. I never brought any positive result.
And sinking lots of money into
it. It takes a lot of money. So in the holistic re-engineering of the whole oil industry, the issue of refineries will have to be handled differently. But embarking on another, never-ending turnaround maintenance, I don't think we can stand that now.
So what's the solution? What's the alternative?
Well, we've been talking about the PIB, for example. Okay, the refineries will have to be privatized. Let them be run profitably. Let them have their own independent boards. Let them source for funds to do their operations. Let them buy their crudes directly, refine, and sell. That's the way it's done in other places. And let other players come in, so there will be competition.
Now, I know before we started this discussion, we talked about the issue of modular refineries. Is this a good alternative?
No, that's a possibility. If you deregulate the industry, people depending on their financial capability can decide to go for modular refineries. We're talking of refineries that refine from about 4,000 to 30,000 barrels per day. Okay? So that's possible, depending on the financial resources available to people.
Now, a lot of restructuring has taken place in the NNPC, still taking place in the NNPC, but the issue of subsidy appears to still remain, a burning topic at this time. Do you support the removal of fuel subsidy? Well,
let me be very clear. We have subsidies all over the world in different places, okay? And in Nigeria, the issue of subsidy, I know, has become very touchy. Now, because of what has happened in the last few years, a lot of people have been saying, let us remove it and forget about it. What I would like to say is this: you can have subsidy in a different form, okay? If the objective is to really help the masses, the vulnerable in society, there are other ways of doing it.
Such as?
For example, you can subsidize at production level, not at the pump, not at the distribution level. You subsidize, for example, if you privatize refining, for example, then the price at which they buy the crude from NNPC can be subsidized. You can take 20% off the cost of purchasing the crude oil, for example. Okay? So that's a form of subsidy. But the way we have administered this current regime is deadly. We're talking of something like $35 billion over the years 2010 to 2014. These are not small figures. 18% of government's revenue in 2015, and if this system continues, we'll be spending about 30% of government revenue by the year 2018. That is unsustainable.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Obembe, for joining us on News at 10 on that note.
My pleasure.
Now, when the News at 10 returns, the Sultan of Sokoto advises government officials to use drivers recruited by the Federal Road Safety. Join us again.